In 1978, Star Wars was booming. A New Hope had come out a year before, and everyone was itching to get their hands on the next piece of Star Wars they could possibly watch. So in a desperate attempt to make some cold hard cash, the Star Wars Holiday Special was created.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that word holiday special. I read it, I said, this is awful. Why are we doing this? I said, I'm not doing this. So George says, look, it's just a way to keep the merchandising fresh in people's minds. Oh, right. But I'm not singing.
I was wondering if you could talk about the filming of the Star Wars Christmas special.
No, I really don't remember except that song. I do. We celebrate our day of peace. That's all I really remember, except thinking, what is Art Carney doing with the Wookiees?
There's sort of one kind of rogue Star Wars element, which is the Star Wars Holiday Special. I wonder, what would...
Can we cut tape? Cut tape now. This is not allowed. You promised. Nobody is allowed to mention this.
Oh, really?
Have you seen it?
If I said it to... I've not seen it. If I said that to George Lucas, what would his face be like?
I think he'd leave the room.
Oh, really?
I have the script at home. It's about that thick, but you will die if you watch it.
A Christmas special came out that was produced by George Lucas, in which all of the participants in Star Wars came together and they made this Star Wars Christmas special, and the tape's been passed around for years, and the rumor is that Lucas is trying to suppress it because none of you look happy while you're making this thing. Do you remember making this Christmas special? I think it was 1978. No, you don't remember it? You have no memory of this incident.
No, none whatsoever.
No memory of it at all.
No,
so it doesn't exist in your...
No, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
No.
Now, if you don't know what the Star Wars Holiday Special is, good for you. You've gone your whole life without hearing about it, and I think that's an absolute win for you. But if you end up watching through this whole video, you're gonna know what the Star Wars Holiday Special is, and then you're gonna hate your life. That's my bad, I guess. So basically, the Star Wars Holiday Special is the most hated piece of Star Wars material that has ever existed. So much so that it never appeared on TV again after its original release, and it was never released on VHS or DVD ever. So I watched this movie for myself because it can't be that bad, right? I mean, come on. Boy, was I so wrong. We start the movie out strong with Han Solo and Chewbacca in a cardboard Millennium Falcon running from 2 Imperial Star Destroyers or something.
That's it, I'm turning back. I know your family's waiting. I know it's an important day.
Han and Chewbacca for some reason are being chased by 2 Imperial Star Destroyers. They kind of destroyed the Death Star, but they're trying their best to get Chewbacca to his family for Life Day. I guess Life Day is kind of like the Wookiees' Christmas.
All right, we'll give it a try. I'll set short coordinates. I won't jump far. I'll get you back there in time, pal. Trust me. Our only hope now is to outrun that Imperial garbage scow, though. I'm going to Lightspeed. That's the spirit. You'll be celebrating Life Day before you know it.
This first minute of the holiday special is easily by far the best part of the movie. You'll notice as we go through this, all the stars of Star Wars are in the movie, but you'll also notice that they're only in it for about a minute at a time, and this thing was an hour and 10 minutes long or something like that. The real nightmare of this special is Luke Skywalker's hair and makeup, because that's a real bad thing. We also get to meet Chewbacca's family in this video, and before we get really excited, it's really awful and you're gonna hate them by the end of the special.
Introducing Chewbacca's family, his wife Mala, his father Itchy, his son Lumpy.
Oh man, are you sure this is a Christmas special? That guy looks terrifying. We zoom in on the Wookiee homeworld of Kashyyyk, where Chewbacca's family waits for him patiently. Now before we get into this, I just need to point out how the first 10 to 12 minutes are the Wookiee family just kind of hanging out, but there are no subtitles and they're just talking to each other for this entire time. So it makes what should be a lovable and fun scene introducing Chewbacca's family, and it instantly starts out by giving you a massive migraine because you don't know what's going on. Oh yeah, and that happens for about 12 minutes, and I'm not gonna make you watch the whole thing, but did you know I have a second channel? Well, I do, and on that channel, I've officially posted my first video, and I plan on watching this entire movie and reacting to it, and then posting it to that channel, so as long as it doesn't get copyright claimed by someone who wants to admit they made this movie, you can come over to my second channel and watch the entire movie with me from scratch. Anyways, back to the video. So Lumpy takes whatever's in this bin outside to handle it. Lumpy sees that it's a terrible drop down, so what he decides to do is what any any smart Wookiee would do and climb right up onto the rail. Come on, dude, your mom just wanted you to do some chores. She didn't want you to end it all. And so he tightrope walks across the railing here because that's incredibly safe. So this little guy must have a death wish. So everyone's worried Chewbacca won't arrive and his wife is looking at a picture of him. So the next logical part of the story would be that they would call Chewie or something to try to figure out where he is. But instead they do something completely different. Lumpy comes inside and to try to distract him, they sit him down at the table, and I have no words how to describe what happens next. Yeah, all sorts of weird people start coming through this weird portal on the table and dancing in weird spandex outfits. And this happens for like at least 3 or 4 minutes and Lumpy's just staring at them happily. He even makes the guy bigger and this goes on for way too long. Oh my goodness, I don't remember this from Star Wars lore. And when I'm saying this scene goes on forever and it has nothing to do with the story, this scene goes on forever and has nothing to do with the story. Now, if you were a normal person who went into this movie completely sober, I'm so sorry for you because you probably feel like you've taken some sort of hard drug watching this. Now, we're gonna call Luke Skywalker to see where Chewbacca is.
It's Chewbacca's family. Here, keep working on it. Hello, Mala. Itchy. Hiya, Lumpy. Where's Chewbacca? Whoa, wait a minute, one at a time.
Chewbacca's family is able to just drop in on Luke Skywalker at any old good time.
What's up, Chewbacca?
It's like Mark had no clue what they were about to put on the screen and he was like, what's up, Chewbacca? Okay. And they went with the first take and that was it. What's up, Chewbacca? Oh wait, it looks like they're putting something else on the screen. Derek Jeter, what are you doing here? Okay, now you're just messing with me. That's just a picture of a banana, come on.
Well, all I can tell you is that he and Han left here on schedule. If he's not there now, they're way overdue.
Why do I feel oddly creeped out by Luke just keeping his eyes open that whole time and not ever closing them? Because you add in that weird eyeliner and all that makeup he has on and it just looks really creepy, like he's gonna be some sort of serial killer.
There must have been trouble. R2, please, this is important. You know how Han and Chewbacca are. Anything could have happened. They could have stopped off somewhere or been held up by an asteroid storm. I wouldn't worry about Chewbacca. I know him and he hasn't missed a life day yet, right? Well, there you go. He's not going to miss this one either.
I love how Luke goes from, oh man, there must be trouble, to immediately, oh guys, I'm sure Chewie and Han are fine. Come on. In a matter of like 5 seconds.
Come on, Mala. Let's see a little smile. Come on. There, that's better.
I've never seen Luke Skywalker and been so by him. You know what I mean? Come on, Mala. Can I get a little smile? Now we're going to this random trading post where the actor Art Carney is apparently this trader of some sort.
Oh, here we are. Here it is. A pocket-sized aquarium. Wonderful, isn't it? And you can take it with you anywhere. And the tank is a snap to clean.
I hate fish.
Hey, welcome into my trader shop. I have all sorts of things you might need. I got wrenches, I got screwdrivers, I got all these things you might want over here. I also have really tiny aquariums as well, if you're interested for some reason in this really tiny aquarium.
Good to see you again. Don't say a word, madam. I know just why you're calling. You're wondering when that shaggy carpet you ordered will arrive at your home. Let me assure you, madam, it's on its way. You know, it was made especially for you by a little old woman 4 planets away. In fact, you might say she did it by hand, solo.
So the trader's trying to use inside words because there's an Imperial standing right next to him, and even though that Imperial is technically off duty right now, he doesn't want to get caught and say, hey, Chewbacca and Han Solo are on their way back. So instead he's using all this lingo like Han and Solo. Wait a minute, that's almost the exact same thing as Han Solo.
We've ordered a blockade, curfew, and started a search operation. It's just a matter of time before we find the rebels.
I want the rebels located and identified, if it means searching every household in the system.
Oh no, recycled footage from A New Hope of Darth Vader saying he wants the rebels found. So now Chewbacca's wife, Mala, I think her name is back at home still cooking whatever the heck she's cooking for Life Day. And we're gonna get one of the most uncomfortable, unsettling scenes in this entire movie now.
I'm going to be using the tenderest cut of the panther, the loin.
I want to take a quick pause in here real quick to say if you hear any random noise downstairs from bass banging really loudly, it's because my downstairs neighbor decided to play an EDM concert essentially right now as I decided to start filming. But if you can hear a random vibration or a beat happening in the background, then I do apologize, because the rest of this video I'm going to try my best to make sure that sound does not appear in the audio. So for the next 5 minutes in this movie, we get essentially a cooking scene that makes no sense for the rest of the movie.
Stir, whip, whip, stir, stir, whip, 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 stir, beat, stir, whip, whip, stir, beat, stir, whip, stir, beat.
After we finally get done with that part, we're back with Han and Chewie, who are running from TIE fighters, still trying to get to this life day.
All right, the coordinates weren't the best. Out of the frying pan into the fire, huh, pal? How should I know we'd come out of hyperspace in the middle of an Imperial convoy? At least against these fighters, we got more of a chance. However slim. Say that again. This is one life they won't soon forget.
The only somewhat watchable parts of this movie are when Han Solo and Chewbacca are in the Millennium Falcon and they're just doing their thing, man. But then you go back to the Wookiees' home and you're reminded that you're still in the holiday special.
Due to suspected rebel activity on the Kazook planet, the Empire has declared martial law. A blockade has been set up around the planet. No ships will be permitted to land or take off until further notice.
The Imperials put a blockade up around the planet of Kazook. I guess this is before they figured out they were going to name the Wookiee planet Kashyyyk, but they put an Imperial blockade around the planet, and now Han and Chewbacca are going to have to figure out how to get past that Imperial blockade somehow. And I might have already said this before, but the most uncomfortable scene in this movie happens right here. The trader guy shows up to the Wookiees' house, and he gives everyone a present for Life Day, and the present that he gives Itchy, the father of Chewbacca, is the most disturbing thing you could possibly give somebody in this Star Wars special here.
To insert this proton pack.
I thought you might like this. I don't know how to explain. It's a, wow. You know what I mean? I do mean Happy Life Day.
Wait, are we still watching the same movie here? I'm not going to be able to explain anything that's happening here. I mean, just look at the screen. Do you think you'd be able to explain what's going on here? Now's where things get really creepy.
Oh, yes. I can feel my creation. I'm getting your message. We are excited, aren't we? I am your fantasy. So experience me.
Yeah, so essentially Chewbacca's dad is watching softcore porn in their living room. You weren't expecting that in this Star Wars video, were you? So now that Itchy got his rocks off, we're gonna go to Princess Leia and C-3PO.
Could you do me a favor and send either Chewbacca or Han Solo to the screen, please?
This is how it is through the whole special. Anytime anyone we actually know appears, they ask for Han and Chewie to appear on the screen, and then they're like, oh no, they're not here yet. And then they're like, oh no, I wonder where they could be. And then they say bye-bye.
Look, I can see you're in good hands, Mala. I'll contact you again soon.
And we won't see Leia again until the very end of the movie.
Never seen so much Imperial traffic in this system. Better land on the north side, it'll be safer there. So it's a long walk.
Chewbacca's family thinks it's Chewbacca and Han, but uh-oh, it's Imperials, oh no! So the Imperials are trying to shake down the place and they're looking for that fourth Wookiee, which is Chewbacca. So the trader's trying to help them get out of the situation.
And what are you doing in this Wookiee house?
I'm the trader in this district. You see, the truth of the matter is she had a terrible fight with her husband. He just stormed right out.
Your identification?
I said
your identification.
Oh, identification, yes. It's a very important thing, identification. I never leave the shop without my identification. It's very important. Just in times like this, you see, I just found my identification. I think it's in my pocket there.
So while the Imperials are waiting around in the house, he goes ahead and he shows them a 3 to 4 minute video of a band playing a song on a screen. So afterwards, he's sitting there super happy, probably the happiest Imperial ever. So while the bad guys are shaking down Lumpy's room, one of them's a really, really bad guy, and he sees a Wampa stuffed animal pet, and he just can't have that. I think my work here is done. They don't find anything, so they go ahead and leave, and they leave one stormtrooper behind to make sure that no funny business happens. Now we get another 5 to 10 minute scene that has nothing to do with the rest of the movie. It has legendary actress Beatrice Arthur from the Golden Girls in it, but let's just say it's really uncomfortable to watch.
Maybe that's why it happened, because I wasn't asking for love anymore. I wasn't desperate. I wasn't begging, whining, groveling, sniveling. I just came in here for a drink, and I found a lot more.
That's what I like with my Star Wars movies. A little bit of softcore porn and some sexual sexual assault. But also this guy has a really creepy hole on his head that he drinks from, and I don't know why when he has a mouth that he's drinking from the hole in his head, because that just makes everyone uncomfortable around you. So back at the Wookiee's house, the one stormtrooper that's guarding the house can hear Lumpy on like the radio of the Empire, hearing all their inside secrets, which is essentially just saying get back to base, return to base, return to base over and over and over. And so he smashes it. And then he chases Lumpy outside, no doubt to probably shoot him. Who could ever save Lumpy? I mean, look at him, he's so cute and also slightly ugly. And while the stormtrooper's looking at Chewie and Lumpy over there with his gun ready, Han Solo's gonna come up and the epic fight we've been waiting for is gonna happen. Do you remember that railing that Lumpy was walking on earlier? You know, that really sturdy railing that could hold an entire Wookiee child that probably weighs more than a human? Yeah, so that railing broke pretty much immediately there. He pulled out his signature move, he pulled out the 1-2. Who knew that such an epic fight would end so quickly? But Han Solo teaches us the art of fighting. If you're ever fighting an enemy, just give them a little shimmy shake and they'll go flying off the ledge of whatever you're standing on. That's a new low even for stormtroopers. But now that the epic fight is over, we can all tell each other how much we love each other.
How are you? You're like family to me.
Bye, everybody.
We're looking for him.
You know when they realize that there's a dead stormtrooper directly below your house several thousand meters, and then they come back up to the house and realize that the railing is broken? They might put 2 and 2 together and realize that maybe your family had something to do with it, Chewie. Now we're gonna actually get to experience what Life Day is, after Chewie and his wife have a weird makeout session. Ugh, this special has made me feel so uncomfortable today. So now the Wookiees all grab colorful orbs and they're holding them and they're gonna get to celebrate Life Day officially. So now nothing weird is gonna happen, right? The movie's almost over. Suddenly they're all in red robes and then all these Wookiees are like walking through a portal in space? Like what the heck is going on here? This is the most trippy thing I've ever seen. And then we get the whole gang back together on Life Day at the Tree of Life to celebrate together. And then Princess Leia starts singing for some reason.
A day of harmony.
Yeah, so Princess Leia sings an entire song, and the whole time you can see how Han Solo and Luke Skywalker look like they don't want to be there.
That takes us through the darkness.
After Leia's song, all of a sudden the family is back in the house. I guess they went back through that portal in space, and now they're all just holding hands and they're gonna say some sort of prayer, and then the credits are gonna start playing. So I guess that's the end of the Star Wars Holiday Special. Thank you so much for watching today's video. This has been Ryan Askew reminding you to stay askew because being normal is weird and being weird is pretty cool. Let me know what you think of the Star Wars Holiday Special in the comments down below. But until next time, I'll see you soon with my next Christmas video. All I have left to say is